What lace? I just favored you, sweet lips. Moet, you
Okay.
fave.
That's why you see I got this hairdo today.
Cause she
All
did
right, y'all. We
that.
ready. We are ready,
Wait,
y'all.
let me
Let's get
fave
it. Let's get
everybody
it.
real
Sweet
quick.
lips.
Let's go.
Mo.
Let's go. I
Man,
just
Let's get
hooked
it,
up.
y'all.
I
I
just hooked
bet you can
up.
see my hairdo.
I just fade like sweet lips, wet,
Let's get
diva,
it, y'all.
juicy. Let's go. I'm ready.
All right, y'all.
Wait, can we take our first shot, please? Before we do
Go
this?
ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let's get it, y'all. Who got you got some up there, Mo?
Oh shit, I don't lost my okay, it's right here.
What you
She's
got,
trying to
Mo?
show
Let me
us her
see.
edges, baby. Don't play with
Let
her.
me
That
see your
shit
cup.
laid to sleep.
Nigga, that's a
Laid to
McDonald's
sleep.
cup. What the hell is that? What's in that? Some juice. You got something in there? Something else?
Juice.
Juice.
Okay.
Sweet lips, where's that, baby? What's that?
I
She
don't
gonna get
drink.
drunk off juice.
Juicy, D girl. Where y'all at? Where's that?
What
Y'all
you said,
ready?
sir?
So I'm just saying,
Huh?
you got juice. She's drinking juice. So
You know I
what
don't
you
drink.
drinking? Okay, she don't drink. What you drinking? Sweet lips. Anything? Or you just tapped out for the night? Okay, so it looks like it's just me and you,
Thanks,
Summer.
fine.
All right.
All right, let's go. Ready?
So look, yeah. Hey y'all, this is Speak Your Mind. I got some co-hosts up here. I got Mo Wet, I got Summer in the building, and I got Captain Sweet Lips in the building.
Yes,
And I'm about to
sir.
fire it up. I'm gonna ask y'all some
Let's go,
questions,
Just
man.
Juicy.
I'm gonna ask y'all some questions, all right? And I'm gonna start, and I'm gonna call on y'all, all right? So don't get all scrambled up. Don't get scrambled up. I'm gonna call on y'all. It's gonna
Okay.
some of these, all right. So don't get it all twisted up. Number one, all right. Name one quality you look for in a friend. And when I mean a friend, I mean I'm talking about it could be just like a friend girl. What's the number one quality you look for in a friend girl as a friend? Moet.
Trust.
Okay. Trust.
Again,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You agree with that? You agree?
Mhm. Hell yeah.
That same thing for you?
No.
Sweet lips.
Yeah, same thing. Trust, loyalty.
There you go. That's me. I
I
say
was gonna
loyalty.
say
I say
loyalty
loyalty.
next,
Yeah.
but
I was gonna say loyalty because yeah. So I'm glad that we spoke on that because now let's say for instance you do I guess I ain't gonna even say that. Let me ask you this: would you let your friend girl, the one that you trust, uh, stay with you and your partner, and would you trust them alone for multiple hours? Moet,
Hell no.
but
Mm-mm.
I
huh?
didn't hear it. Say it again.
I said, would you let your friend girl stay in the same house with you and your partner, and would you leave them alone for multiple hours? You were at work and they're at home.
Yes, because the one thing about it is she loyal and I trust her. She ain't gonna do nothing. I got a best friend like that. I don't left her plenty of times with my baby dad and all that. Never did nothing. Never.
Okay,
So yes.
okay. Summer,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Mhm.
Because
you would?
if you trust
Yeah.
nothing
Yeah.
but
Because at the end of the day, most likely my best friend I'm probably eat her up anyway, so she can.
Okay.
What?
Sweet lips, sweet lips, sweet
What?
lips, sweet
What is
lips.
that?
What's your what's your response to that? What's your response to that,
What?
sweet lips?
To be honest, like regardless whether that's my best friend or my friend that I trust, I'm still gonna say no. Like I live with the old testimony which your mama say, don't leave your friends at home with your man and this and that of that, regardless whether you trust them or not. Hell no, I ain't leaving your ass home with my man. Where I go, you get
So
your
I,
ass
I
in the
don't.
car along with you.
right now that goes back. I get it. No, hold on. Let me tell you why I kind of agree. Let me tell you why I kind of agree with Sweet Lips on this, right? Because let's say for instance that friend is loyal, like you say, Mo. Let's say for instance that friend is loyal.
You can be
Let's
loyal.
say hold on. what if you left $1 million cash at home with her alone? Would you trust her with $1 million in the room alone? You going to work and you got $1 million sitting there.
If she can't be around my purse, she can't be around my man.
Listen, that's why I'm finna tell you. I only have that one loyal bitch. That one. She that one.
It's always one. It's always the only one.
I can trust her with anything. Now she crossed me that one time, that trust gone. This is just one bitch I can ever trust like that. I ain't say everybody, I say one bitch, and that's my one best friend. That's it ever. I trust her with anything, because guess what?
Okay.
Trust me with anything. Simple as that.
Yeah.
And so you would trust her around, $1 million, or how much ever? Like, let's say, for instance, it don't even have to be $1 million. You got $30,000 in cash sitting in your room, in your drawer. She know where it's at. You gonna go to work and trust her around that money?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you come home,
Yeah.
you gonna count your home. You gonna count your money when she come home? Cause I damn sure know where it will. I just know I'm not stupid enough to leave.
Yeah. But I bet you this, like she said, you gonna count that money when you get home.
I'm gonna count it, but at the end of the day,
I don't care if a dollar
You gonna count it?
I'm not counting. I'm not gonna count it. The reason why I'm not gonna count it because the best friend that I have, I done left my best friend in my house so many times, y'all, and she'll call me like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? You got a couple of dollars? You got this? You got that?" I done left my best friend around my entire tax check. You hear me? Yeah. Set it on the motherfucking table and took my butt to work. Okay. Yeah. And she didn't call me like, "Hey, you know what I'm saying? Can I get some money?" Yeah, you can.
Right.
Yeah, you can. She'll ask me before anything. If I can't leave you around my purse, you can't be around you can't be around me, period.
That is loyalty. It's the loyalty.
It's loyalty, period. If I don't trust you, that means I don't trust you. And she's the only best friend that I have. Like, no other friends that's that close to me cannot be as close as she is to me.
Right.
Well, maybe because I ain't got no best friend and I don't let people really get that close.
You ain't got no best friend, Sweet Lips?
No, I don't really let people get that close.
You want to be my best friend? I'll be your best friend. I ain't gonna freak on you. I promise.
Applications for that kind of shit, or what? You just do.
I don't fucking know. It just happened. Mine just happened. It just happened like that. They do applications. I don't think I did one of them.
I can't be your best friend. I mean, I could. I'm a loyal bitch. Period.
Loyal. Okay. If I ain't anything else, I'm definitely loyal and very honest. Very honest.
Okay, so let's do this. So boom. Next question, right?
What you said about my chips?
He said, save him some of them chips.
Save me some of them chips. He said, save me some.
Wait, watch this. Them rap snacks. She over there eating rap snacks and shit. Hold on.
So good.
Boom. Okay, so look. Boom. Mo, question. And I don't want to hear their response. I don't want them to mix responses and none of that. It ain't gonna be none of that. That's why I mute them. So now, Mo, give me 3 things that you would go to jail over. 3 things.
My children, number 1, top dollar. My mama.
Okay, no. Family is one category.
Okay, so my family stealing from me at my house, my home, just stealing from me, like stealing.
It don't matter what it is. What up, Shady?
Well, if it's something petty, no, but like stealing at my house.
Okay. There's 3 things out there.
I'm probably fucking my nigga. I gotta beat your motherfucking ass today.
I'm dead. Hold on. Okay, wait. All right, so
I just threw up the game sign, y'all.
Summer.
What? I'm sorry. Yes, how can I help you?
3 things.
My respect, my siblings. Okay. I ain't say no family. It's my siblings. Cause don't play with my siblings. Okay. And honestly, I didn't know 3 things. It's them the only 2 in the world that I will fight you and I go to jail for. My respect and my siblings. Anything else doesn't bother me. I'm not a firecracker at all.
Okay. So somebody trying to harm you, you're not gonna go to jail for that. Somebody trying to.
I ain't going to jail. That's self-defense, baby. I ain't going to jail.
I guess.
That's self-defense.
Right.
Come again.
Right.
Come
All
again,
right.
officer.
Okay, there it is. Innocent.
Yeah, I've been in jail
Okay.
before. I've been in jail 3 times.
I'll go with that. I'll go with that. Sweet lips.
And let me see.
3 things.
My kids. A bitch fucking with my money. And I'm gonna say
God. What you mean you'll go to jail for God?
and then I'm gonna say yeah, I'm like what you call it at the top? My man. That's it.
So you say your man, your kids, and what else?
My motherfucking money. So
Okay.
these
Now I
taking
could
my
agree
money,
with you.
taking my money,
I could agree with you on that
I
too.
have. 'Cause I work hard for my shit.
My 3 things was my family, which includes my kids, obviously, my kids, my money, and my manhood. Yeah, you're gonna have to kill me. Try to take that. So those are 3 things that I put down that I would definitely go to jail for if I had to go to jail by any means. All right. So Sweet Lips and Sweet. Hold on. Let me go back. Hold on. What's up? Hold on. Shit.
I just got a question. So your manhood would be your respect, right?
That too.
Okay, I'm just asking because when you said manhood, I'm like, okay, that's respect, right? Okay,
Yeah,
I understand.
that too.
You can put me back on the.
All right. So now, next question, Moet. All right. My next question, Moet. Give me your views on marriage this day and age. What's your views on marriage?
Okay. Say it again now.
What's your views on marriage this day and age?
What you mean by it?
Like, what do you like? What you think about getting married nowadays? Like,
I mean,
what do you
I
think
want to
about
get married, but niggas still hoes. They fucking married and all. Cause like my baby daddy, if I want my baby daddy, I can have him, but I don't want him. Cause he like to flirt with me. He'll flirt with me, but I'm like, at the same time, you the whole married.
Okay.
Ain't nothing but a piece of
Okay.
paper. A nigga gonna do what they do. If they like you, they gonna do what they do.
Okay. All right. Rap snacks and all. What you advertising? Hold on. Look. Okay. So, Summer.
I can forget my name. No, okay.
What's
So
up, Queen?
nobody really knows. I am married. However, I am not. We're separated. We've been separated 9 months, which is amazing. However, a lot of questions I get is, will you get married again? And yes, I will, indefinitely. I sure will. I'm a wife out here. I'm a whole wife, and I know what I'm doing. Marriage is a beautiful thing, and it's something that people don't understand, that it's very sacred, and they take advantage of marriage. So I love being married, honestly. It was just who I was married
Okay.
to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who you were married to?
My whole thing is,
Huh? No, you said it was just who you were married to.
It was just who
So-
I was married to.
Gotcha.
Like it's amazing to wake up to the same person every day, to be able to wake up and cook and clean and do their laundry and love on them and they love on you. That's the whole thing. That's the best thing in the world. Thank you so much, Queen. That's the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? That's the best thing in the world, to be able to wake up to the same person every single day and be loved on by them. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine getting butterflies in your stomach every time you know they're coming home from work. But that's
Right.
it.
Right. Okay.
Thank you,
I
Queen.
could agree
Thank
with
you.
that. Sweet Lips. Oh, Deb, what up? Thank y'all for the love.
Marriage. I mean,
What's your views on marriage, man?
come on. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I wouldn't want to be married, but it has to be the right person. Me personally,
Okay.
like these ages now, like I just think that a lot of men and women, I'm not gonna just blame it all on men, some women, like don't take marriage serious. Like when you go into a marriage, like you gotta be all in. or it's just nothing. But I
She
mean,
said
like with
everybody.
me,
Yeah.
she's like, yeah, right. I'm not gonna say you can't necessarily say that everybody cheats. Like if you gonna cheat, then you don't need to be married like at all. What's the purpose of you getting down on one knee and saying, hey,
Right.
I want you to be my
Correct.
wife, this and that. Nah, motherfucker. Because if your ass motherfucking cheating, bitch, don't get on one motherfucking knee to me. Don't, because you be playing. Don't play with me. Play with your man. Like for real. But I'm just
Right.
saying, like marriage. I mean, I just look at it as just a piece of paper, but I look at like my mom and my old boy, like they've been married for such a long, long time. So I have like the outlook of how a marriage is supposed to be. But then
Right.
at the same time, that's not necessarily saying that my marriage is going to be the same way if I get married. So I mean, right now I'm just looking at it's just a piece of paper. I'm not really, oh, I gotta get married, this and all of that. Like, no,
Okay.
I'm still learning me. I'm still in the process of just figuring me out, and I can't really say I can say I do or yes to somebody if they choose to go down on one because I know I'm not going to be completely prepared for it. I know I'm not. So I
Got
didn't
you.
fit the play with nobody because I don't want nobody to play with me.
I got you. I got all
But can
y'all
I
on mute.
say
I'm
this
gonna get
about
my.
marriage?
Okay.
I just want to piggyback off what you were saying, Sweet Lips. So when it comes to like when you get married, like some people do say like it's a piece of paper, but honestly, when you married, you literally you're stuck with this person.
You
It's,
are.
it
Right. No,
takes time to get
I
it takes
understand
time to get away
that.
from this person once you're married.
Right. Yeah.
And the thing about me,
Right.
what
Yeah.
I liked about marriage, honestly, was the fact that I was able to wake up and love on somebody because as a child and as I was growing up, that love wasn't there. You get what I'm saying? I didn't grow up with my parents. I grew up in the streets. I taught myself everything that I know. I got my own education. I got my own career going. You know what I'm saying? Everything that I know, I did it on my own. And the thing was is that motivated me. I don't hate my parents. I love my parents to death still, no matter what. But waking up to somebody being able to love them was everything. Even though that love that was not reciprocated the way it should have been. But that's all I'm saying. Okay,
Right.
sorry.
That right.
Okay. My opinion, y'all. I think that I'm really with. I'm with
Thank you,
Sweet Lips
Thank you,
again.
outstanding.
Thank you for that fade. I'm with Sweet Lips again. It's really a piece of paper, honestly. Marriage
Like what I said.
is really a piece of paper, honestly.
Like
I don't.
I said that.
Well, you too. Multiple people feel that way. Um, I think that marriage is more about. I think it's more about loyalty than love, in a
Yeah.
sense, because it's more so about, okay, can I trust you to do the right thing if something happened to
Hmm.
me? Will you do the right thing with the things that I lead to you? You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. And would you and you know what I mean? It's not really even so much about because people gonna do what they want to do. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's a piece of paper. It doesn't mean that you can the lifestyle that you live. Um, you can live in the same house. You can pay the same bills. You can have that love, the
Hmm.
loyalty, everything without being married. You can have all of that without that
Yeah.
piece of paper. The piece of paper don't mean nothing. That's just like Valentine's Day. Everybody, oh, what you got me for Valentine's? No, what?
The
It's
fuck?
what do you do? What do you do every day? You get what I'm saying? What do you do on an everyday
Mhm.
basis? Do you know what I'm saying? Do you show me love every single day? Valentine's Day is just a day.
I got married because I was trying to get in the shelter with him.
You got married because you said what now, sir? Say it again.
Because we were trying to get into a shelter together.
Okay, so and that was the only reason.
I mean, we loved each other, but they said, well, you know, in order for you guys to be here together, y'all would have to be married. So he was like, you want to get married? I'm like, yeah. He didn't do the traditional on the one knee or nothing like that. We were supposed to renew our vows. However, I'm not renewing vows for anyone that treated me the way that he did. However, he don't get me wrong. It was a weird love because it was like, you know what I'm saying? He got all these gifts, right? He got my ring custom made. However, he got all these gifts, but I'm still gonna put my hands on you. I'm still gonna disrespect you. So it was like that. You get what I'm saying? Like it was weird. So I'm just like, you know, on me, like I
Yeah,
can't do that because I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I didn't do it. He was 6'5", first of all, and almost 400 pounds. There was no way I was gonna be fighting this man. I'm too little. I'm only 5'3". I'm too little to be fighting this big
Love
dude.
don't supposed to hurt. Love don't.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I gave my
You
baby
gotta
the
go
years of my
fucked up
life,
in the house.
and I felt like we was married then.
Don't get it twisted, y'all. I fucked him up a couple times. It was just I'm tired of fighting you. I should not have to fight the person that I love. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this anymore. That's just what that was.
Right.
It wasn't that I just let him whoop on me. You feel me? It was just the whole fact I'm tired of fighting you.
That's real.
Right.
Nah, I don't even fight my sibling. I got 13 siblings. I'm not fighting them. Why am I fighting you?
Right.
Correct. I understand that.
That's real.
I understand that.
Right, big baby.
Ladies in the comments, y'all agree with that? Y'all feel that way about marriage? Like we said, the majority of us said, like, you know, it's pretty much a piece of paper, and it's more about loyalty than love. Anyway.
None of y'all ever been married? None of y'all been married before?
I have.
No.
I have.
Yeah. Man, I thought I was like, y'all ain't gonna lie. I thought I was gonna be on cloud 9 all the time.
What?
I just thought it was gonna be everything, but
Hold on.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
yeah.
Why did you get a divorce?
Actually, the divorce isn't final yet. However, I'm getting a divorce because he raped me twice.
No.
Not to get into all of that, but
Not you.
Yes.
oh, okay. I'm about to say, okay, well, okay, my bad.
Exactly. I'm so bad.
Okay.
Girl,
Okay.
thank you for
Okay.
asking, man.
What I'm gonna say is, well, first and foremost, it's like one of them things that I think I went into my situation mostly because of history. You know what I'm saying? Mostly because I felt
Yeah.
like I've known this person for a good chunk of my life. You know what I'm saying? We was like high school sweethearts, everything, and I went into it just initially solely off of history. But then, you know, as years and time go on, you know, people kind of grow apart. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say that she's a terrible person, not a terrible person like that. We just grew apart. Her way of living, her way of life ain't mine. You know what I'm saying? It took years to discover that.
Y'all fell out of love.
And that's possible. That's possible to do.
It went from I love you to I got love for you, right?
Correct. And anytime you're in a household and that household starts to feel like more like y'all roommates instead of husband and wife,
Yeah.
then you probably need to go ahead and separate and break ties at that point. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we did. You know,
For real.
We did.
I wish it was that easy.
I mean,
I wish it was that easy.
And I don't have no bad. You know, we speak with, you know, all the time when it comes down to my son. We speak all the time, but like I say, no bad blood, no ill will. I wish nothing but the best for her. You know what I'm saying? And all of her endeavors, but we just could never meet that. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how that goes. Exactly. But without further ado, y'all, number 4. How many of y'all got kids up in here? How many of y'all got kids? 2 of y'all in the box. Who in the comments got kids?
What? Oh.
Kids.
She said, who in the comments?
She said what? What?
I'm trying to see something. You got how many? You got
2.
Oh yeah, that's right. How many you got, Mo?
She said 4.
Okay. So y'all got y'all can understand this. This is gonna hit home. Okay, so if your child, obviously one that's under the age of 18, all right, I'm gonna go ahead and start muting the other 2 before they start bursting out with things to say. Obviously one that's under the age of 18 came to you and told you that they are gay. How do you handle that? How do you react to that? Nah. CPR. Come back alive.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I wouldn't know how to handle that. I really wouldn't. I would break down in tears because I'm a big mother in tears. I'm a very emotional person, so I wouldn't take that very well. It would hurt me. It'll hurt me down deep in my soul. I got to yell, scream, and tell him, bitch, cuss him out, do some stuff. But my love wouldn't change for him. It would never change. My love would never change for him, but I don't think I'll be able to accept that. That's just something that I can't accept because ain't nothing gay about me. So I don't expect for my children to be gay. I didn't raise no gay person, so.
Right. Yeah, but the way that the world is going now, these kids, the things that these kids are into.
Yeah, because they be hiding shit.
Real
You
weird.
don't know that they like this and like that. And I'm like, ugh. But see, you got to, first of all, be open-minded with your children when it comes to certain things, because I have teenagers. I have 3 boys and 1 girl. So we always open-minded when it comes to stuff like this. Like
Right.
my boys, now my one that's don't turn 18, they'll be saying, they be throwing codes to the other brother, but I be catching it when they be like, oh, yeah, they be like, oh yeah, I don't bust her down, da 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 da, and I be like, what? Oh nothing, I know nothing. I heard you. I made it do what it do. And I'll be like, what? It's y'all hunching. I come at them like that. Oh, and then my second son be like, oh, I'm tearing it up or whatever. They just, cause we so open-minded with each other.
Yeah.
They're able to say certain things to me, and I love it that I'm able to accept it, because I hear a lot of people, even as grown-ups, saying that they wasn't able to go to their parents and say certain things because they're pushing your mouth, slap you, or I don't want to hear that mess, or even as my mom, I don't even heard it from my mom saying that when it came to sex, she couldn't go to my grandma. She had to go to her auntie and talk about it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So when it came to me, she was able to tell me, oh, when you have sex, you gonna bust your first little cherry. I'm looking at my mama like, what the fuck is she talking about? Like, this certain stuff she came to me and told me, so I was like, okay, but
that's what it is.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was gonna hurt and stuff like that. Just stuff she was able to come to me and tell me, but it was like I said, I'm just glad that me and my kids are open-minded to tell each other about certain things. Even now, like my daughter, like she's 15,
and I hope they never have to tell you nothing like that.
Right. I don't like her to talk to boys. I don't want my daughter to talk to boys right now. She need to get her education, get to, up there when she get old enough, like 16, 17, she can have a little friends.
You don't want her to talk to girls either.
All that kissing and going to people's house and all that. We ain't doing all that shit. We ain't doing that at all, period. So when she had the little boy that liked her at her school, I knew it was something she wanted to tell me. She looked at me and I looked at her. So she like, Ma, and I looked at her like, what? And she like, ooh, like she sweated just to tell me that part. So I was like, what? And she was like, you remember you told me I can't have no boyfriend, but this boy, my face got even uglier. Like,
well, you ain't even got to worry about that then.
But listen, cause she got brother, I'm saying my face got even uglier. Like, what? So she like, well, the boy like me, da da da. I said, he could be your friend. Y'all can talk, but we ain't doing no kissing. We ain't doing no holding hand. You ain't going to stay at nobody's house. You ain't going to no house. Y'all have a conversation.
Okay, but those are all
and we ain't sending no pictures. We ain't sending no pictures. We ain't doing none of that.
Hold on. Those are all straight matters. I got that. I got your response to the if the gay part. So hopefully that does never happen. Let me get to Summer. Let me repeat it for you, Summer. If your child
I got the question.
18, huh? Okay, you got it? Okay.
I got the question. I'm open-minded. I'm very hell. I like coochie too. So you know what I'm saying. My baby say they like, you know, boys or girls. Do your thing, but at the end of the day, be safe. I don't never want my baby to think that. Not saying that that's what you doing, Miss Wet. I mean, Mo Wet. I'm just saying, me personally, I don't want my baby to think that I'm judging them. I'm always gonna be my baby's friend and mother. At the end of the day, I raised 5 nieces and nephews until they were 18. Now them hoes at my house. You know what I'm saying? And at the end of the day, they come to me still to this day, 18, 19, and 20, and still tell me like, Auntie, you know what I'm saying? This is what it is. And I'm like, okay, strap up. Okay, you pregnant? I need you to do what you got to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm there for them at all times. I never want them to feel lost in the sauce. Period. Because I was. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it is. I would have never got married had I had parents. You know what I'm saying? I would have got married to nobody at the age of 22.
Right. That is pretty. I understand
Yeah.
that. I feel it. Okay. Straight to the point. I appreciate that. Let's go. Sweet Lips. Now,
I can't really. I don't know. I mean, I don't have.
I'm talking about your daughter. You got one in high school, high school, middle school, something like that.
No, I have one that's in college. She's 19, and I have an 11-year-old.
Okay, 11. Let's go with the 11-year-old. The 11-year-old came to you and say, "Hey, you know, Mama, I like girls. I don't like guys. I like girls. What you gonna do?"
I'm not gonna fall out or beat her ass or nothing like that. I'll probably just sit down and probably like really talk to her and just really just figure out like, okay, what made you, you know, want to be with a woman? Like you're still too young to even know like, you know, going that route. Like I'm not gonna just be the typical mom and be like, why the fuck you doing this and that? Like I'm not gonna be like that. Like, and I think
Right.
it's probably a little bit more easier for me is because she's around her aunt, and her aunt is she's she's gay, and she stays
Oh,
with
okay.
her partner, and my both of my kids be around them, so she knows what's going on. So it's like at the same time, it's like with me being a mom, I do ask my daughter at the age that she is now, like just the other day, she's like, oh, just what Mo just said about, oh, this little boyfriend thing, this and that. And I'm like, is you kissing him? Nah, I ain't got time for that. And I'm like, but when it comes down with a female, I'm like, when you go around your aunt, like, how do you feel? Like, I do ask her, when you're with your aunt and you know that she's with another woman, how do you feel? And she was like, oh, I don't feel anything. That's just my auntie. I love both of my aunties. And that's what she called them aunties. So, I mean, I really wouldn't like fall out or nothing like that, but I will tell her that you don't know anything about it. You're too young. Like you're really, really too young. Like come back to me when you're like 16, 17, and we can revamp on this question and we can really just sit down and try to figure out what clutched up for you wanting to go that route. But I mean, even if she decide later on down the line when she reaches 17 or 16, whatever your decision is at that time, like I'm not gonna bash her and be like, oh no, I can't. You my daughter, but at the same time, no, you need to be with her. I mean, because at the end of the day, when she gets grown, she's gonna make her own decision. I'm still gonna love her the same. I'm still gonna be her mom, and whatever she chooses to love and whatever she loves, I like. Once she hits 18, once she hits
Right.
18, that's just what it is. I have no control over who you
Now,
like, what you like, and what you like. But at the age she is now, I don't think that she understands the concept of wanting to be with the same sex as her. I just think that maybe that's just something she may be seeing around, meaning being around maybe my sister or her significant other, or just seeing
okay, learned
others in
behavior.
school. Exactly.
You
You have it in
like learn.
school.
It's all learned behavior. None of
What?
that. It's all learned behavior. But me personally, I'm gonna be honest with you, Sweet Lips. I totally agree with everything you said. I clearly I would never accept that. I mean, I would be forced to love, you know, my child anyway, but I would never accept that. I think that that's a very hard thing to accept as a parent.
But
Um,
why would you say, hold on, but why would you say that it's very hard to accept? And I'm gonna say the reason why I say
because
that is
okay,
because
okay, okay.
My sister was
hold
young.
on, Mo. Hold on, Mo.
My
Hold on,
sister
hold
was
on.
young.
I got you,
I
Mo. Give
tell
me
you,
1 second. Give me
my
1 second.
sister was young, as in the age of 16, 17, and when she turned 18, and came out and told my mom that I don't like men, I like women. So me seeing it in my household, my mom did not disagree with what she liked. She didn't say, "Oh, well, I disagree because you're with a woman, you need to be with a man." No, she accepted her with open arms.
Oh, hey.
On this is who she chooses to be with. Like it
Right,
wasn't like, "Oh,
right.
I disagree." She agreed with it because that's her daughter, that's her
Right.
child. She that's her,
It's okay.
that's
It's okay
love.
to
Like
agree.
that's like.
It's okay to agree,
It's
but
okay.
I just can't. I can't agree to that. It
No,
just
that's
ain't.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm gonna tell
Everybody's
you
different.
why
I
though.
mean, I'ma
I'm big
love
on
my
that.
child. I'ma love my child with open arms. I'm gonna always love my child, but I just can't. That's just something sitting in my face. I can't accept that. I can't.
It's time to take a
I,
shot.
No, no,
okay,
I
that's
get
why I
what you're
said that.
saying. I get what you're saying, but everybody's different. Everybody's different. Some people
Right.
can accept it, and then
Right.
some people can't. You know what I'm saying? Some people can't accept it. Unfortunately, my old girl was just the type of mother she accepted it, and that's
Right.
just how it is.
Right.
Now let me tell y'all why I said what I said. I mean, I'm gonna love my child regardless. I just feel like I can't accept that because it's like first of all I can't accept it because of my way of living, my the way I was brought up, my religion. You know what I'm saying? I'm brought up in a Christian household, and by religion, that's not the way it's supposed to be.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? By my religion, that's not the way it's supposed to be. What I
Yeah,
believe in,
God too.
that's not the way. Adam, he created Adam and Eve, not Adam and Steve.
Yeah, for
You
man
get what
and
I'm saying?
woman.
Not
Right,
Eve and Evelyn.
Big
So
baby.
so so I could never accept that. You get what I'm saying? Because guess what? I'm gonna
I'm
express
sorry.
to hold on. I'm gonna express to that child that hey, what you're doing is not right with the Lord. You know what I'm saying? First and foremost, it's not right with the Lord. In my religion, it's not right with the Lord. I don't know what your religion,
Mine either.
what everybody else, but it's not right with the Lord in my religion. If you
Mine too.
choose to continue to go that route as an adult, that's your business. But I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna give them the full readout of what consequences come with that.
A lot.
You get what I'm saying?
A lot.
And everything, and they're gonna have to make their own
Thank
choice. You
you.
get what I'm saying?
But when you
They're
think,
gonna have to ride with that.
I just feel like then that's
So
just disowning your child or something like that. That's just
And
me.
you and one
This
thing
is just
about it,
my personal opinion. I feel like that's just disowning your child. That's just how I feel. I could be wrong, but I'm just saying. To me, I feel like that's just disowning your child. Like period. That's just how I feel. How I feel. Like I'm big on, you know,
get in the
on what
box,
you
Queen.
but I just feel like it's
Queen,
just disowning your child on that part of it. Because you don't agree with it. Like
get
it's
in the
okay.
box.
so can
Right.
I like
And now she says she
okay,
going through that
so
right now. Queen says she going through that right now, and it's not easy to accept that. It's not. It's just
It's
because
not.
it's like
Get in the box.
it's like making your parenthood like what did you go wrong as being a parent to make your child want to go be with the opposite sex, and you just
can
can't.
I can I can I chime
You
in on
just
this,
can't
y'all?
say it's easy because that's not an easy pill to swallow. To say, "Oh, my son gay." I didn't raise this boy to be like this. That's not how we. That's not what we around. That's not how we do in our household. My
I
grandma,
mean,
your grandma, your
of course
granddad
you're
Right.
wasn't
gonna say
no
that
man or
you
no
didn't,
woman.
I don't
Well,
but
two
this the
men.
thing is
but of
that it's
course
not
you're,
about
of
it's
course
not
you're gonna
about how
say
you
you
parenting them
never
though.
raised them.
But that's how
You
I
just
It's
make
not
you
how
saying
you
in
feel.
the
it's not
right
how you
way.
parenting them. The thing is,
That's what I'm
especially
saying.
me, you know what I'm saying? Since I was 16 years old, y'all, my first experience with sexual anything was with a female. And the reason why is not because of my upbringing, it's not because of what I saw in the streets, it's simply because I was attracted to females. That's just what it is. Me personally, and what we get into, what Pilius was saying is that when it comes to religion, I'm not religious at all. However, I do believe believe in, you know what I'm saying, the universe. I don't believe in the Bible. The thing about the Bible for me is that it was written to make people do good, to make people love one another because of the certain time we have lived on this earth. The fact of the matter is nobody's living forever. That's the thing. We're not living forever. So I think the Bible was written to make us do good, to make us do better for ourselves and each other. I don't believe that, you know what I'm saying? I'm sorry, I'm not knocking it. Don't get me wrong. However, this is my views on it. And personally, I believe in the universe. Things happen for a reason. It does. However, at the end of the, yes, everybody has their beliefs. And my thing is that the Bible itself was written to tell you, me, him, her, to look, love yourself, love them. Because when you leave here, you don't want to leave here and have a dead soul.
Right, correct. Hold on, guys. I want to give Queen B an opportunity to fully voice what she's saying right there. Queen B, chime in for us, please.
All right.
Chime in for us.
Good evening, y'all. So I just came in on part of what y'all was talking about, but I quickly gathered what you were saying. I'm actually dealing with that right now. My oldest, she's actually in a full-blown relationship with another woman. And when I tell you when I found out, it really, really took my heart away, for real. That doesn't mean that I don't love my child. I always love my child. But at the same time, I grew up like you. I grew up in, spiritual, of course. So I know that goes against my religion, and I'm not, even though I love my child, I'm not going to go against God at the same time, so, and me and her have had the conversation over and over. And so she was like, Mom, so you're not going to, if we get married, you're not going to come to the wedding? Absolutely not. I love you with all my heart.
Yeah. No.
But if I come to your wedding, and y'all, I make floral arrangements and baskets and all of that. And she's like, will you make my floral arrangements? I said, absolutely not. I said, because if I engage in any of that, I might as well accept what you're doing. And I'm never going to accept that.
Never going to accept
because it's not of God. It's not. And I'm not judging anybody. That's not, I hope y'all don't understand. That's not what I'm doing. I'm not judging. But that's just my belief.
That's your prerogative.
Stand on what I
believe. Yeah, you got that right. You got that right. And I'm with you. Shit, I don't agree with that either. So I'm with you. You know what I'm saying? 100,000%. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Who we missing? Mo, where you at? Mo? I totally agree. Now, since we speaking on religion and stuff, we expose too much. Hold on, wait a minute. What she say? Gotta love regardless. Yeah, we gotta love regardless. Period.
Y'all kicked me out of the room or
something. You know what I'm saying? Nah, ain't nobody kicked you out. Hold on. Let me get y'all straight. Hold on. Let me get everybody unmuted. All right. So, y'all, since we on that topic, right? I unmuted everybody. All right. Let's just take turns. I'm gonna ask a question. I'm going at you first, Summer. I'm going in the order that I see y'all in the box. Summer. Do you believe that the kids' behavior would be better? Like kids in general, their behavior would be better if religion and physical discipline, the teachers used to kind of hit them with that little paddle in school. If that was still in play in the schools, do you think that the kids would be better? Do you think that would impact the community and the kids in a better way? Do you think kids would be better?
Yes and no. No, because I say no because at the end of the day, you could teach a dog how to goddamn fetch, but that don't make that dog go and fetch. You feel me? So you teaching your kids, it all starts at home. At the end of the day, it starts at home. So when you teaching your kids, just because everything you taught them don't mean they're gonna go out and take everything that you taught them. Maybe certain things, but not everything. They're gonna still do what they're doing, no matter what. Once you open that door, they're out there. You get what I'm saying? They're out there. Right. There's no way to hey, you did this wrong, Even though you correct them 1,000 times, they still want to do what they want to do. Right. Especially a kid. A kid is always gonna be a kid. A kid is always gonna do what a kid wants to do, no matter how much you teach them.
Okay. Sweet lips.
I can agree with the same thing what you said.
You agree with that?
Um, yeah, I do. I agree with what you're saying.
What about you? What about you, Queen B?
I do, and I don't. I believe, the discipline helps, but like you say, it starts at home. It starts at home. And like I can discipline my children at home and if they can get discipline at school. But once they're around the influence of others, they're gonna do what they're gonna do anyway. I
Okay.
mean, they can act a certain way when they're at home or when they're around their teacher, but when they get with their peers, they're gonna do whatever they want to do. You
Mhm.
know, you only
Okay.
Yeah.
you only can't control them so much.
Moet.
And did y'all know that coming up with, when you put your hands on your kids, I'm not saying not to discipline them physically, but what I'm saying is when you do that sometimes, depending on the parent, when you do that so often, that child can grow up to be abusive to the significant other or other people.
Okay. I'm commenting on that after. Moet.
Ooh, I do agree because kids gonna be kids. They gonna, you do right at home. You teach them at home, and they will go out and do the opposite out in the street. It is true if they with their peers. But I'm glad my oldest son was a teacher to my other boys because what my oldest son did, he taught my other kids not to do because at the same time, my oldest son, he smoked. My other boys don't smoke at all, period. They don't do that. So I'm glad they learn how to teach from knowing that I didn't like it and that it wasn't good to do that. They didn't do it. So like you say, it go vice versa. Like you say, you teach them at home and sometimes they get around wrong the other people and they don't do right. But at the same time, I'm glad if they got siblings, you know what I'm saying, they looking up to them to like, not to do and what to do. You know what I'm saying? So
Now, one thing I will say though, y'all, is I think we touched on the physical part, but we never touched. Nobody in here touched on the religion. Nobody touched on
Oh
that.
yeah.
What is-
Sorry.
hold on. So now
Honestly,
we're gonna circle back around the block. How do you feel about them taking? I know how you feel already, Summer, because you already pretty much said it. There's no
so
reason. But go ahead. We'll
I
get
can
to
I can elaborate on that. I can elaborate on that with the religion thing. So here's the thing. I can go into a church, and this is the thing. I can go to church every Sunday right now today. You know what I'm saying? I could go to church every Sunday. I'm not going to church to hear the word. I'm going to church because what this pastor is saying to me, he's talking to me. He's preaching to me. You get what I'm saying? I'm not going there because I don't. The thing is just because I don't believe in the Bible doesn't mean that I don't. What he's saying and what's in that Bible is something that I can use on my daily basis. So when my child, if I give it to my child and I tell my child, hey, this is what this is. This is what baptism is. This is what, what I'm saying, Christian is. This is what this is. Once I do that, my child has a choice. You can believe in it or you don't. And if you don't, only thing I can do is try to lead you to the right, the right water. But that doesn't mean that my child is going to drink that water.
Exactly.
And I have to understand that. And I definitely will support my child in anything my child does. Anything, I will support my child as long as he's trying to at least, or she's trying to at least go with what I'm trying to put them to.
right.
Hmm.
I understand that. Okay. Um, Sweet lips.
I mean, I can agree with her on that. I mean, there's only so much you can teach your child. Once your child, just like you said, once your child leaves out of the household, they're still gonna make those decisions on what they choose to make. Like we can instill them on doing that, go by the right path, and lead them in the right path, but they're still gonna do what they want to do once they leave your household.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Hey,
What's up,
hey,
Keith?
Key the wife.
Absolutely.
Um, Mo, religion? Anything on religion?
Like you say, my mom is Christian, so we grew up. Even with my grandma, we grew up in church house. That's where we
In the
all
school though. In the school.
Sunday school. I got a story to tell y'all one day. Me and my cousins had went to church one morning. Right, my grandma took us to church, so we don't got there. You know how they have like early Sunday school, then the church let out, and then they go back into the church. Girl, we had no goddamn when they got ready to let the church out. We had no with there like getting ready to walk in the church, but they was letting the first service thing out. So we left. We told my girl we had to win the church. My girl said, if y'all don't get y'all asses back to that church house, that was the first service. Go back to that church house. The whole people don't play. They don't play about that church house, boy. They want you deaf. My grandma ain't played on that front row. She ain't play that. So, I grew up in the church. So church, I love church. I haven't been in a while. Once I started working and, my job, I always had to work every Sunday. So I really didn't get a chance to go to church like I really fully wanted to. So I kind of felt like going like I wanted to. But at the same time, you don't have to be in the church to get the word. I go home, listen to my gospel on Sunday.
Right.
To my gospel, I talk to my God. I got that real fully. Me and God got a we
talk about in school though.
No, I'm talking about with God, with the religion. I really have.
But we talking about the kids in the schoolhouse.
Oh, you talking the kids at school?
Yeah.
I don't think they don't let them do nothing like that at school though.
We saying in life period.
No, okay, so look. The question was, do you believe that the kids' behavior would be better or would be different if they still had that in the school?
Like with the paddle boards and the rulers.
Maybe it could have. Because what they have in school now, these kids, it's gonna be some way somebody gonna have them out track. Even if they did have it in school, it's one or two kids on this side gonna be, oh, let's go do this, let's go do that, let's do this, and they might be over here saying, being godly. She's so stupid, being godly and stuff. So I mean, it's really kids' choices. That's really where it's at. They're gonna make their own choice.
Hey, Nene.
Thank you, Nene. Thank you, love.
They're gonna make their own choices, really. So, I mean,
thank you, Ariel.
Like they do now. We can feed them. We can get them the water, but can't make them go drink it.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
So that's basically where it's
Thank
at.
you, Nene.
That's what's up. So, I'm gonna take one from somebody. I'm gonna take one from you, somebody, one of your topics.
So who?
Okay. Well, my topic. So one of my topics was when it comes to a relationship, right? I'm sorry, I'm looking at the comments.
Me too.
First of all, Moet, your hair looks really good. Sorry, I just had to say that again.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. You got it. When it comes to your kids, some parents do not, accept what their kids do or say or how they act to things. When it comes to your kids and your baby's fathers, are you able to accept the fact that your kid just may want to, live with the father? The father is no good. The father has not been there. You know what I mean? Like, how are you feeling about that? Like, how are you able to cope with that? Because some women become bitter when a child really wants to be with that father.
You know what? I was in that situation with what you're saying, but right now, my third son, he was getting F's. I was he in 11th grade. He graduate next year, but he was getting F's, and I'm like, I said first 9 weeks he got F's. Okay, second 9 weeks he got ups, and I'm like, I can't take it no more because I'm like, is it me being bitter that I don't want him to go live with his daddy because I feel like I don't want his daddy to have all the control, or do I be a parent and say,
Hi,
look,
De'Ara.
do I be a parent and say, look, I can't do it by myself. I got to, get him involved and say, listen, handle your son. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So in that sense, I had to like say, look, only you got to be that parent right now. This ain't about my feelings, it's about his feelings, it's about your child best interest. So
Mhm.
that's what I did. I called it in and say, look, we got to talk because him getting these helps, I can't do that. I already got one for the graduate. I don't want my kids to be a failure. I
Yeah.
need you to stop being to be that daddy that you are.
That's what I was trying to hear. I was trying to hear
So,
that.
like he told me he can't take care of two households. He can't, he got his kids at home, plus I want him to run my kids as well, my son as well. He can only say, but he can't really chastise him like he want to because he's not there. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I said, you know what? I'm gonna let him go ahead and finish school over there. So since he started school like 2 weeks ago, he going to class on time and all that. So I said, you know what? Maybe because he wanted to be around his daddy more than
Mhm.
just being with his siblings all the time. You know what I'm saying? So I let him go. I think that was his best interest. He ain't keeping it. You know what I'm saying? He ain't gone forever, but it's just trying to get his grades up because he can do it. He's very smart. You know what I'm saying? So if he
Right.
got that, I'm that sweet soft parent, and my baby daddy that aggressive, hard down person.
Okay.
Like he got that voice. You know what I'm saying? So with that
Right.
being said, I let it go. Let it go. I had to stop my feelings, think about my child. So,
Okay, that was the reason why I asked this question is because I have a niece who wants her dad to be in her life, but my sibling won't allow that. And the reason why is because my sibling feels like, the way their relationship was. And my thing is, it doesn't have anything to do with the child. You never know how a parent feels about that child until you see that interaction.
So
yeah.
sweet lip.
What's up?
I don't know.
Remember, you can't base how
What's
you
up,
and
Cake
your
Mix?
father's relationship is on how you're gonna raise the child. Because
Yeah.
it's not fair to the child how you feel about him. It shouldn't be based on that.
Right.
It's all about
Yeah.
the best interest in the child.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought about. I was like, you know what? I got to find the best interest for my child because at the same time, he ain't doing right. What am I doing? I felt like I was doing something wrong. So I'm like, I don't know. I guess I ain't giving him that enough aggressive to make him like, you got to be in class. You can't be skipping every day. And then he had this friend he was doing it with, and I'm like, that I can't. We ain't doing that. We ain't even play like that. We ain't finna get all the way to the end and just say, oh, we done. This what we finna do. We ain't finna play games like that. Oh no.
Oh no, my boys play that role. I showed them real quick. Like we at the end of the road. We done got this far. We're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this line right here.
Man, not that.
I
I was
feel it.
good.
Sweet lip.
What's up?
You don't let your kid, your child go play with daddy?
If you want to come get it,
You ain't even gotta ask that like that.
To raise her, I guess. Am I saying this right? So she can do better.
well, I mean, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I've raised both of my kids without their dad. I have a 19-year-old that makes nothing but straight A's and B's, and she's in college making the same thing, A's and B's, without
Hold
her
up.
dad.
Excuse me. Pause. Sweet, 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 sweet. Wait a minute. I got a question. You got a what?
I have a 19-year-old. I'm 11-year-old.
19.
I have a
Sweet,
19-year-old.
sweet baby. Yeah, I thought you was in your 20s, man. Hold on.
No.
Okay, I'm gonna mind my business now. Okay, go ahead.
I mean, we can
You
raise.
acting
They saying that boys can't be raised
My
by their mothers, but they really can, because I watched my mama raise my brother. So that's not even here or there.
well, I mean, maybe because
I just raised two.
But at the same time, like, you know, my 12th grader, I done did it. He graduated this year, May 23rd. So it can be done. That's not
It can be done. It can be done. I just raised two myself, so it can be done.
Yeah, it can be done. It can be
It can
done.
be
But
done.
they just saying, I heard them